Hey guys, Anthony here with WeBackTesla, and we back Tesla because if Tesla fails, EVs fail, and we can't have that. So please consider subscribing, join the movement, and if you make the awesome decision of buying a Tesla, use our referral link down below and you'll get 1,000 miles of free supercharging. So today I wanted to go over some range tests that I did. I documented a couple trips. I got a request to get a little bit more in depth on these range tests, and I'm still trying to figure out the best way to present this information to you guys so that it's useful and helpful. And I'm going to get better as this goes on, but hopefully this will be helpful for you. So the first trip I'm going to go over was my trip to work today. I have two ways I can get to work. One of them being I can drop down to the interstate and get downtown and back, or I can take the mainline city roads, which I go through a bunch of stoplights and it's stop and go. For this one, this was off-highway work commute, and the temperature today was mid-40s, upper 40s, and it was raining a lot today. That definitely was reflected in these numbers. So I started off with 192 miles showing on the battery. When I got down to work, I traveled 11 miles, and I had ended with 185. So I had only taken off 7 miles off the battery while traveling 11. But a lot of that was because a lot of my trip to work is downhill. So I made that up coming uphill, and it usually balances out. The other thing I did was I used Sentry Mode while I was at work. So just to give you guys an idea of how Sentry Mode works, you can enable it when you leave your car parked, and it seems to take about 1 mile per hour off of the battery. So today I left it for about 7 hours before coming back to my car, and I had drained an extra 8 miles off of my battery. When I was making my trip back home, I actually started at 177 miles. When I got back up to my neighborhood, I had 160 miles left on the battery. So in total, I had driven 21 miles. I had used 8 miles using Sentry Mode, which means I had used 24 miles for the driving off the battery, but I had only traveled 21. So I was negative 3 miles, which is to be expected when it's raining and it's cold. You're going to get a little bit worse range, but I still, if you look at the watt hours per mile, I got 149 watt hours per mile, which is right at what this car's rated for. So for some context, this car's rated for 240 miles on a full charge, and that's at 250 watt hours per mile. So the lower that number is, the more efficient your driving is. And now for a little further context, I have a lifetime trip meter, and my lifetime watt hours per mile is actually 226 watt hours per mile. So I'm seeing even better range lifetime, and that's highway driving to and from work, long trips, short trips. I've put about 1,000 miles on this car. So I couldn't be happier with the efficiency of this car, and it's early spring, so it's still a little bit on the colder side. So I hope that as summer kicks in, I'm actually going to even get more efficient with this car. The second trip that I had documented was another trip to Grandma's house. We started at 212 miles on the battery. So this was through the same mountainous road that we had done in our previous range test. This time the temperature was in the mid 70s and it wasn't too windy, so it was a pretty mild day. It was a very good time to test the range. About a 140-mile round trip. We ended the trip with 70 miles left on the battery. We had traveled 140 miles, but we had lost 142 miles off the battery. So I'm actually extremely happy with that. And if you look at the watt hours per mile for that trip, we actually got 215 watt hours per mile. Now I know this car, the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, is the most efficient out of all the Tesla Model 3s that are out there. Like I said, for the lifetime of the car, so far 1,000 miles, I've been getting 225 watt hours per mile. That's in the chilly spring months right now. So hopefully as I do more range videos throughout the seasons and throughout the months, you get to see the fluctuation in range and power consumption, and hopefully you guys can get a good idea of what this car is capable of and what to expect when you guys make the smart decision of buying one of these. So that's all I got. I hope this video was useful. Please consider subscribing, leave a comment, let's talk about this. Give me any questions you guys have, suggestions for future videos. I've got more videos in the pipeline, lots of ideas, and I hope I can do my part to show you guys what these electric cars are all about. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.